steering of his brother now.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is SF1 back after a break week, but these guys did not have a break week last week. They were making up their Vietnam Grand Prix, as you guys saw last Friday. But however, we are back on for round 10 this evening. It is the French Grand Prix here at Paul Ricard, Circuit Paul Ricard, that is. Here we are in Q3 of this session. Couple drivers missing this evening, couple reserves in this evening. So it should shake up the strategy. I think I would say not strategy, but some of the competition that's going to fight for that mid-pack positioning. However, Q3 is here. They said they might have a bit of rain, but I don't see it. It looks pretty sunshine shiny out there this evening. But right now, I believe that Senna was the first out. No, we have Does it Bill that's on a lap. He's not on a lap yet. So it looks like SF1 Senna and that Alfa Romeo is going to be the first one, or his teammate will be. His teammate is actually going to be the first one. SF1 Evil is going to be the first one to set a flyer this evening on a set of soft compound. Got through in Q2 on a set of medium compound, so he's going to start this race possibly looking for a one-stop strategy if tire temps hold up. If they're low enough, he can do a one-stop or possibly a two-stop. I know he was talking about that. But ladies and gentlemen, SF1 Evil on the lap of this circuit. We'll jump on board with him. Hopefully we don't give him a bit of the commentator's curse here. A lot of these corners will cut you out. If you cut them too much, they'll validate your lap. One of the things to watch is going to be track penalties. On-track penalties for cutting corners, track extensions, you name it. I've gotten a couple. Everybody has gotten a couple. If you league race, you know what you're talking about. SF1 Evil on the second part of the back stretch here. Sets a purple sector. First one on, so that sector is obviously going to be purple. Around the fast right-hander. Here's... No, I'm not cursing. Not just yet. I usually do it off stream posts. But SF1 Evil a little deep into that left-hander around this corner. You can attack the curb. You might want to make sure you stay off of it. Just you see SF1 Evil did so around for the left hand, and then the final chicane here, right hand, almost a 90-degree down to the DRS, and the start-finish line this year has moved a little bit further. You crossed it there on 2019, but it's right there. SF1 Evil sets a 29.2. Who's going to be the next? It's going to be Devla who's going to cross the line. Can he top the 29.2 set by SF1 Evil? Only says it's 29.7. His teammate Senna goes 29 flat. So that is some talking points. We're going to have Rashi who goes 28.8. Williams on top for this time. Fatal comes in at a 29.9. You have a lot of guys are jumping in now. Steele goes 29.1. Lunamu 29.1. So I think it was Croce 29.1. A lot of these times are coming in pretty quickly. So we'll see what kind of time Bill can get himself into this evening. Coming into Sector 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Bill is rounding the last few corners here to get his time in. What kind of time can he get himself into? Cameron in the chat, easy track, but challenging to get perfect, especially when T1 is blinded. Or it is T1 at the beginning of the race. Bill crosses the line with a 29.8, so a lot of people, 8 of the drivers are in a 29. We have one driver, Legend, who's in a 30, and then you have Rashius, it's a blinding pace of a 28.8. So that is the time to beat so far this evening in Q3. Can Senna steal Lunimu Don Croce, Evil, Devla, can they have anything to say for that 28? A lot of these guys I feel are going to pull into the pits now. We'll have a nice little cool down until their final go at it. Yeah, I almost forgot something. Yeah, there we go. I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed onto my shoulders. Alright, let's see. Everybody sitting in the pits. We do have Evil who's going to go out and takes a couple questionable corners there. See what kind of time he can put himself into. You could possibly do a 3-run in Q3, depending on if you cut most of these corners. It is a question. Alright. Post in the chat. Good times here. Super close. I wonder if it's just going to be a tow the whole race between the top 10. It looks like Debla's out on an outlap too. He's going to go for it. So just waiting how a couple other guys are out. Looney Moo's out. Steele is out. A new McLaren driver. First race in that McLaren as of last week. Looks like Looney Moo moves out of the way. Kind of just waiting for these guys to start setting a lap. That. Let's see. Jump on board. Fatal is going to come out. Give him a go. Try to improve on its 29.9. Evil rounding that final corner. Stay on board with him for just a moment. I'll be right back. Give me like 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. Had to get myself a nice water. So we have SF1 Evil in Sector 3. Has invalidated his lap, so he's going to have to give it another go. I wonder if he has enough time to pull into a pit. No, he's going to stay out, looks like. Give it one final shot here. Take a look at some of the other guys. Devla has invalidated his lap as well. How about Legend? Legend has invalidated his lap. How about Steel? Steel has invalidated his lap. Looney Moo invalidated? No, he is not. So we're going to stay on board with the Haas driver. Sets a purple Sector 2, so he is definitely flying. Can he best a 28.8? We'll see. Coming into Sector 3 now. Kind of tricky. A couple of points. You have to either apply the brakes, kind of ride the throttle as little as possible. You don't want the back end to step out. As you see, Looney Moo locks the tires up just a bit. Oh, I was a little bit confused maybe where the pit entrance was there. But he's going to die for the pits. He's not going to have a lot of time to get in and out to give it another go for another lap. Taking a look, Senna's still sitting in the pits. He should be on his way out here momentarily if he wants another go at it. We have Don Croce is on his way out, I believe. Yes, he is. But is SF1 Evil right now is going to be the next one to finish his lap. Hasn't yet to invalidate this one. Let's see if he can improve. Sitting P6 right now with a 29.2. Into the final right-hand chicane. Rashi has retired. He is comfortable with that 28.8. Thinks it might get him pole. Steele has retired as well. SF1 Evil goes 28.9. So close. 1/10 off of pole position. So he's going to have to sit for P2. Can his teammate have a say in this? Senna has had a couple poles so far this season. Can he have another one this evening at the French Grand Prix? Croce's on an outlap. Devla's on an outlap. Legend is on a lap. However, he hasn't validated. So we're going to stay on board. Who is going to be the first one to cross? I think Legend might give it another go. She will. Legend down the start-finish line. DRS is open. He's going to go for one more lap. Can he improve on his 130.5? We'll stay on board with him. Locks up the tires into turn one. He did attack the curves, but kept it safe. Didn't invalidate the lap on turn two. Maybe a little hesitant on brakes there. Turned in, I think, a bit too early. Legend down the backstretch. DRS is open for the Mercedes driver. Let's take a look at his sector times. In sector 2 now, he's just ran right through and invalidated that lap. And Evil's going to pull into the pits. How about his teammate Senna has just started his lap as well as Devla. But Devla isn't validated, so he's going to stay at a 29.7. Take a look through. How about his teammate? His teammate pushing for a lap right now. Just missed his sector time. Didn't see if he was up or down. He is invalidated as well, so he's going to have to cancel out this lap. He's going to have to stay with a 29.8 in P8. Because Legend's not going to have enough time to have another go. Because qualifying is over with. So it's really up to Croce and Senna at this point. And it looks like Croce's ahead, so we're going to jump on board with Croce. See if he can get himself further up on this board. Better than P6. Goes a little bit wide there. Safe enough, though, to keep his lap live. Into the final corner. Can he beat a 29.1? Can he beat a 28.8? That is the question. DRS is open. He's going to be close. It's going to be a 29.1. So he does improve, but only to P5. Let's jump on board with Senna, who's got a DRS open. Final go at it. Can he get pole position? I think he stayed P3. He has. So Rashi, the Williams driver, who was the GP3 driver at the beginning of the season, Mr. Rashi Sandbag, puts himself on pole for a GP2 race this evening, so that is good to see. Definitely has improved his pace significantly. But Rashi is going to start on pole this evening from P1, SF1 Evil, and SF1 Senna, P2 and P3 for the Alfa Romeo duo. Steele in P4, Croce P5, Lunimu, the Haas driver, in 6th, Devla 7th, and Bill, his teammate in the Racing Point, in 8th. Fatal Defiance 9th, and Legend is going to start this race P10. So once we load up, we will have a 5-minute complimentary break for these drivers to stand up, stretch, get a drink, do what they have to do to get their mind set. Maybe, just, you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. I know I'm getting older, so I used to stretch a little bit. But I'll give you guys a rundown of the championship points while we wait for these guys to get ready to go. Lights out here at the French Grand Prix. Once we load in, I'll bring up the combined. We're in. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you guys a look as of this. I would say this is as of everybody caught up on the GPs, not GP3 yesterday, though. This is the combined as of yesterday's result. Mercedes leading the way in the combined on P1. Alfa just behind by 2 points in P2, making gains. I know you're watching, Harrison. We're closing in. Racing Point third. Ferrari is fourth. Haas is fifth. Williams sixth. Red Bull seventh. AlphaTauri is landing in eighth right now. Renault is ninth. And McLaren still sitting at the bottom, looking to have a decent, solid race so they can start climbing this table. But that is it for the combined. We'll give you guys what you really want to see, which is the Drivers' Championship. JML, who is surprisingly not here this evening, leading the championship right now in P1. SF1 Senna in P2, and his teammate actually tied on points right now for P2 and P3. So I guess you would say almost a tie for P2. Bill sitting fourth. Becker, who's not here this evening, is fifth. Livid, who's not here this evening as well, is in sixth. Looney Moose seventh. Devla is eighth. Whiffy Winner ninth. Lucky is 10th. Rashi 11th. Legend is 12th. Clutchy 13th. Fanatec is 14th. Fatal 15th. Towers 16th. Third Dinner 17th. Croce, who's new to that Ferrari seat in GP2, so I would expect him to start climbing the table. Steele as well in 19th. And Albon, who's not here this evening. So a couple reserves are actually in this evening for those drivers. A lot of these guys kind of get short-winded throughout the middle of the season. I've seen it before in a lot of my league races I've had. A couple guys have things come up that you just can't commit to every single 22 race calendar that drops every year. Because this race calendar will take us the whole way to February, which is quite a long time to commit. 6 months, just a little over 6 months as well. And it didn't help with all those lobby glitches at the beginning of the season. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to give my voice just a bit of a break before we go. We should be going around, I would say, the 20, 26, 27 mark. These guys will be able to have their time to set up the car, select a strategy, and we should be ready to roll out. Till then, stay tuned with us. We'll be right here waiting for these guys to go, and I'll be watching. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, just got back in the nick of time. These guys setting on their formation lap now. 15 drivers. What will happen this evening? 27 laps to contend with. We are bound to find out in a little bit. Typical pit stop strategy here before this thing comes up and annoys the heck out of me. It is one stop over a two stop. You can do a two stop. You will have a lot of speed, but however, in league racing, most of the time, one stop is key. You see Rashi holding on, gets pole position in this race. Evil just behind. SF1 Senna in third. Steele sitting fourth. Can Steele have a look at a podium this evening? We will find out. Looney Moo sitting sixth. Croce and Legend have put themselves on a naughty step this evening. But a couple of the reserves. Phantom sitting P11. Robert P12. Dinner in P13. He is not a reserve, but he gets home pretty late, so he doesn't usually take part in qualifying. Glad in. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on it. Raph in P. Raph sitting P15. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, around the final corner to get ready to go racing. 27 laps at the French Grand Prix. What is going to happen? There are a couple of guys you see. Legends on the 90 step. Croce is on the 90 step. They're going to start on cold tires. That is never an easy feat, so they're going to have to be mindful of that at the beginning of this race. Hopefully, there we go. That's a way better view this time around. Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, waiting for those 5 red lights to go. Give me a better camera angle than that. It's not, so I'm going to sit on Senna. Actually, I'm going to sit on Rashi. 5 lights are lit. We're away for the French Grand Prix. Rashi gets off to a decent start. There goes the Alfa Romeos, both side by side. Evil's going to get taken over by the McLaren of Steel. Rashi, P1 into turn 1. Senna, P2. Here we go. There's a bit of jostling in positions. Ooh, a couple of end plates flying here at the back. Have to keep an eye on some of these guys in the back. Doesn't look like, yeah, I wonder what happened to Steele. I wonder if he's disconnected or not. Both the Alphas sitting. Oh, there's a McLaren right there. Opening laps now. Let's ride on board Actually, let's ride on board with the other Ferrari driver. Ooh, that was close. Down the back stretch. There's Fatal Defiance on the outside for this next corner. Into the hairpin, on for a right-hander. You see the Ferrari driver lock up. I believe this is BRL Phantom. Down the back stretch we go. All in a single file line, basically pulling that toe from each other. Does he have, who pulled out from the back there? I believe that might be Postglad. Has an end plate missing on the Williams. He's probably going to pull into the pits, put on a set of hard compounds, and take him as far as he can. Rashi's still leading this race. Steele in P2. You have Evil in P3. I know by the helmets you have Senna in P4. And then we have Vunimu in P5 going into the final corner of lap 1. Lap 1, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be in the books. Look at the toe between everybody. Get the delta up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Put the tire compound on. Steele already the first one to pick up a penalty for exceeding track limits this evening. Keep an eye on those because those will be important towards the end of this race. Everybody within the distance between each other. It's so close. Rashi's almost put a second between himself and Steele. Steele trying his best to get closer. He has started on those soft compounds though. So those are going to wear a lot quicker than Rashi. So if he's going to, vitalize this time, he's got to do it now. Senna getting closer to his teammate. Taking a look at some of the other Delta. We have a move. Dinner and Legend side by side down the back stretch. Legend's going to Offer the inside. Dinner's going to take it. Say thank you for that P13. We're going to move further out. Raffle starting on a hard compound this evening. Legend just behind Dinner. Jump on forward with the Mercedes driver. He thought about it, backed out of it. As you see, Dinner runs wide. That's going to open the door for Dinner, and he gets a 3-second time penalty. It's going to open the door for Legend. My apologies. Both fighting, so Dinner's going to fall back to P14. Dinner took that really wide line. I haven't seen many take that. Rashly sets another fast time at 33.9. Dinner has gotten a great one out of that final chicane, though. He's going to go for an inside move. This is kind of the battle to watch here. Getting it's between the McLaren and the Mercedes. Dinner and Legend. Let's take a look at another battle that's brewing. We have Prix looking to make a move here anytime. On Lunamu and Senna, DRS will be available for these drivers now. DRS is open. Prix can't get anywhere near Lunamu to make a pass, so he's going to stay behind in P6. We have a move for Dinner. Gets past Raph in that Haas. Raph being on a hard compound, he should take those a lot further though once Dinner's tires start to wear. Raph will have the pace over him as well. Legend is getting closer to Raph. Both on the soft compounds. Attacking a driver on the hard compound. And Steele hold on to the back of Rashly. Evil is 1.1 behind Rashly. Actually behind Steele. Senna just behind his teammate. Probably sitting in with that toe. It's a little different when you come into a race when you're tied on points with your teammate. And he is ahead of you. Well, I know we're gonna have to battle a couple of these drivers. You see, Evil puts in the fastest time with 33.8. Prix, P6, another move for Raph against Dinner. Raph gets around the McLaren driver. Steele gets the second time penalty of the day. Up to 6 seconds, that will be important. Fatal gets passed by Phantom. Fatal holding onto the back of the Ferrari driver. And Bill is on the soft compound. He might be able to walk his way up to the battle up here. Senna gets closer to Steele, but it wasn't close enough for a move. Actually, Evil. I apologize. Getting my work mixed up. Just got off work not too long ago. Raph holding on to the back of Dinner. Raph locks up the front right a little bit. There's Dinner on the back. Actually, Raph holding onto the back of the McLaren. Using that toe on the second part of the back stretch. No DRS in that part. Raph really close to trying on board. Is Dinner gonna go a little bit wide again? A lot of these guys are taking a line that I would necessarily not take myself. I wonder if the track is a bit off. You see, what is happening here? Oh, okay. It's just a pit delta. I thought Steele got around Rashly somehow, but Steele dives into the pits. He's gonna go probably to a set of mediums. He does. Steele's going to be on his way out of the pits now. Pit lap is open for the drivers that are on a soft compound to go to a hard compound. Try to take those until the end. Postblack caught up in a bit of that incident at the beginning of the race. Unfortunately, he had to dive for the pits, put on a new wing, and a new set of medium compounds. So he's going to be looking to hope that a safety car at some point might drop, and they'll put him right back into this fight. As Croce and Devla going after it into the chicane. Devla makes a move to get around Croce, the Ferrari driver. And now Croce being attacked by his GP3 counterpart teammate just behind him. Croce's tires, I think, are starting to go off. He is on the soft compound. Let's jump on board with his teammate. You see Croce twitching the car just a bit. Phantom just holding onto the back of his teammate. Elite Approach is going to die for the pits. He does, so now Phantom can go and attack. Phantom gets a 3-second time penalty. He does have Fatal Defiance just behind him as well. Out with the top guys. Rashi still holding on the lead with a 1.7 gap between himself and SF1 Evil. Senna holding within that toe of his teammate. Urimu having a really good race so far in P4, getting a little quiet, but doing what he needs to do. Any mistake at the front of these guys puts him up to a podium position. You can see all three drivers that are sitting on a podium within his look or his view. He's got relatively close to Senna this time, within 6/10. Evil is not going to have DRS help to help defend these guys off behind him. Let's jump on board. You can see Senna coming close to his teammate. Legend picks up a 3-second time penalty. All three drivers battling it out for a position in the podium. Phantom gets around Devla. A couple of these guys are really making gains so far this race. I wonder how long Dinner will be able to take those softs for, though. The guys. And we have Postglide who's caught up to the back of Legend. Take a look at this battle going on. Legend must have had an issue where he had to dive for pits, unless he might have had a problem with his wing as well. Not sure, but however, it's giving us a battle here at the back for position 14. See Legend, new compound of mediums, trying to get the heat in those tires locked up into that chicane just a bit. Rounding the final few corners, complete lap 6 for these drivers. On to lap 7 they'll go, as Legend picks up a 3-second time penalty for running a bit wide there in the exit. Postglide has DRS on the Mercedes driver, not close enough to make a move though. He's going to stay just behind him in that toe. These guys are really close. I see Dinner, the Mercedes driver, just behind Robert. If that gets any closer, is he going to make for a move? He's not close enough. Fatal Defiance gets a 3-second time penalty. These time penalties are on board with the Williams driver this evening. Is he close enough to have a go at the Mercedes driver? You'd never see this in Formula 1, but however, you'll see it in virtual Formula 1. Williams driver passes the Mercedes. Now they go side by side into the chicane. Kart Legend man muscles his way to hold on to P14 for the time being. Postglide holding onto the back of that Mercedes driver. Keep an eye on the Delta. This is the closest battle so far. We actually have Wrath on Dinner. SF1 Evil picks up a 3-second time penalty. As you guys will hear, my daughter is talking to you guys. She's commentating with me. Looks like Wrath and Dinner's holding on as much as they can. Steel picks up the fastest lap so far of the race. Wrath thought about making a move. Dinner gets a 3-second time penalty. BRL Phantom gets another 3-second penalty. Wrath has DRS on the McLaren driver. Can he make a move? He's going to go for the inside. Is that job done? I think he's going to hold on to side by side. I think there's a bit of a touch, but they both hold on. Oh, Dinner's lost control of the car. Dinner has spun the McLaren half spin, I would say. His teammate Steel is on his way. Jump on board with Steel. It looks like Steel is going to go. Is Dinner going to let his teammate around him? I think Dinner has just destroyed those soft compounds by now. He's going to let his teammate pass him. However, how about the battle between Postglide and Legend? It is calmed down just a bit, but Post has not let that Mercedes driver go. He's still staying with that slipstream. Looney Moo inching closer to that Alfa Romeo driver. Looney Moo close. So I have to give myself a bit of breaks here and there. This race is pretty intense. Here we go. Looney Moo has DRS on. The Alfa Romeo driver is going to make for a look into P3. So that is SF1 Evil down to P4. Phantom in P5. Devil P6. Fatal in 7th. Rashi putting that gap. I know last week, I will say this much, a little bit of flame to the fire. Senna and Rashi having a good battle in the Vietnam Grand Prix. Rashi leading for a bit, but Senna in the commentary at the end for the podium interview did say that he knew that he had him covered to pick up the win. So Senna might have put a little dash of spice between these guys and their championship battle going forward. So Senna might have to work for this one because Rashi's not going to pull over and let him pass. And with JML, our championship leader, being out for SF1 Evil and SF1 Senna, they have to capitalize on this tonight. Otherwise, it's going to kind of feel like an opportunity missed with Rashi might win this race. Fatal into the pits, going to go on for the hard compound and take those to the end. Steele is going to pass. Will Croce get around? It looks like Croce should make the pass as well. How about Bill? Fatal is out of the pits now. I know a lot of drivers hate this track. I actually like this track. I think it's a kind of a hidden gem. It's way better than Vietnam, that's for sure. I think a lot of drivers are happy to be past that race, as well as the Monaco Grand Prix and possibly the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. A couple of nice tracks on their way on the calendar. We have Austria next week. We have the British Grand Prix not too far away. A lot of tracks allowing a lot of space to battle on. His medium compound so far. Rashi and Evil first in the pits. It looks like Senna's going to stay out. Evil gets a 3-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane. So tack that on to his 3 seconds that he already has. Let's see if he's going to serve his 5-second now, or if he has to serve it later. He's not going to serve it now. So that's going to be added on pace, unless we have a safety car and he dives for a soft compound towards the end. Medium lap compound strategy is open for these drivers. We see a lot of them go for pits on lap 11. A lot of guys getting time penalties there. Somebody got one, and then Robert picked up one. Not sure who that was. Aerial camera, I love it. I'm going to stay on board with this just for a bit, guys, because I think it's worth it for the stream. Get a bit of an aerial view of this French Grand Prix. See Legend picks up another 3-second time penalty. Lap 11 out of 27. The aerial camera's gone. We have Steele working on the back of Rashi. Steele pitting a little bit earlier. Rashi Dinner gets a 3-second time penalty. Senna going for that overcut, or Rashi was possibly thinking about doing the undercut here. Time will tell. Senna gets a 5-second speeding in the pit lane as well. So both Alphas might have just gave himself a nice little bullet to the foot. Or as quote unquote what they say, you just shot yourself in the foot. Harrison has joined. I think he's going to watch the rest of this race. Will Senna, I don't think he's going to be able to serve his as well. No, he's going to have a 5-second stop-go attached to his name for the rest of the race. Looney Moo into the pits. We'll have to take a look. Unless there was a bump that was putting him into the pits, we'll take a look. Stewarts might have a couple of things to look at after this race. A lot of positions jostling now. Rath holding on to P3, making his way up after sticking on with those hard compounds at the beginning, taking him deep into the race. Robert into P2. Phantom, our GP3 winner of yesterday, holding on to the lead. Steele gets another 3-second time penalty. Rochi gets a 3-second time penalty. I don't even want to know how many time penalties there are going to be this evening, or how much time it's going to commit to. So Phantom leading this race, Ferrari. That is going to make FCT Daiguero tickled pink. It was his birthday the other day. Gonna give him a shout out if he's watching. Daiguero, happy belated birthday. Your team is leading this race right now. Robert in P2, the Mercedes. Our other GP3 driver holding on to P2. Rath, another GP3 driver holding on to P3. So right now, in a GP2 race, I'm gonna snippet this, maybe clip it. The top 3 are GP3 drivers. As you see, Phantom dives to the pits. I wonder if Robert's going to follow. Rath is definitely going to inherit the lead of this race at some point. Robert does dive in. So currently in the Haas team right now, Rath reserving for them this evening is going to take over the lead of this race. However, he does have Rashi just behind him. And he has Rashi, Steele, and Senna. They're all right there. This might be a battle to watch, especially on the backstretch. We're going to stay on board with these guys. Keep close with the look on Rashi. You see Steele dove a little earlier for the medium compound. He's going to dive again for another medium compound. He's probably selected a 2-stop strategy for this race. How far back? It looks like Steele's tires might start to be wavering just a bit. Dive on board. You have SF1 Center who should make for the move. Steele's going to put the car in the middle, make it as wide as possible. Steele actually has DRS on Rashi. As you can see, Senna doesn't have any sort of pace to get around. Senna gets the car a little loose into the entry there. He's going to make for a move. Steele comes to cover him. There's Senna just there, right next to him now, into this turn. Oh, there's a bit of a touch. Hold on to Senna. That was a bit of a nudgy-budgy move there. Senna, I know, doesn't back out of those challenges, so good on him to hold on to the car, take the car a little bit wide so no more contact was made, leading into an incident between the two. However, with all that battling, SF1 Evil is starting to catch these guys up. Munimu having a good race so far. He's going to be close enough here soon to pass his manager. That's a good one for the books. DRS is open. Let's take a look at some of the other battles going on the track. Devla's just behind Fatal. The other guys... Postblad has dove in the pits to put on the hard compound for the remainder of this race. However, if a safety car does appear in this race, he should be right back into it. I'd be expecting him to also throw on a set of soft compounds, depending on what lap it is, if it does happen. Devla really close now to the AlphaTauri driver. Rashi getting ever so closer to Raffle. And Devla have a good run out of this exit to get into the backstretch with DRS. DRS is open for him. Rashi now within 5/10 of Rath. Devla's thinking about it. Oh, they touch. There's an end plate now missing. Devla and Fatal have touched, make contact. And Devla's now missing an end plate off the right of his rear or his front wing. They're still going to go side by side. That was an odd place to make a contact right before the entry of that turn. You see Fatal gets really wide there and picks up a 3-second time penalty. There's more contact between these two drivers. I think the shoulders are out now. Fatal looks for an inside line. Not enough grip there to make the move. Steele dives to the pits for his final time. Senna has set the fastest lap. No, Lumu answers back with a 33.3 on a set of hard compounds. Fatal getting a little loose out of the exit there. sandwiched between the two racing points. Alright. Legend makes it around Steel. Steel on the way out of the pits for the final time this evening on a set of hard compounds. Should see those for the remainder of the race. Dinner probably will have to dive to the pits again, and he should be able to go for a medium compound. And we see a couple guys picking up a 3-second time penalty. He's adding more to the books. Senna really close to Rath now this time around. No DRS on the second part of the backstretch. He's going to go for an inside look, trying to hold on within Rashi. Looks like Rath is going to offer him that position. Rath probably not going to fight it too much. He has Lunimo, his teammate of all people, just behind him now. Rath is probably going to put on a set of soft compounds. Should be able to take those up until about lap, I would say 20, maybe a little earlier, around lap 18 or 19, dive for the soft compound. No, he's going to dive now and go for the mediums. So Rashi back in the lead of this race. Senna holding on just behind him. It is going to be a showdown between these two. For a lead, make sure you stay tuned because this is going to get pretty intense soon. Jump on board with the Alfa Romeo driver. Rashi going a little wide there. Senna will have DRS. Jump on board with Rashi. See if Senna gets close enough for a move. 3-second time penalty for Steele. Rashi definitely is using everything he has. High fuel, probably all of his ERS. Senna does still pull right just behind him. Senna looks like he's battling that car on entry of that chicane. And Evil's getting closer and closer to his teammate. Not his teammate, his team, I would say. Lunimo holding on. You have a move here for Phantom and Croce. Two Ferrari teammates going to go into this turn side by side. Hopefully they both come out of it alive. They do. You're probably making FCT Daigoro pretty nervous. We have an incident here. Steele. I wonder what happened to Steele. I wonder if he's lost the car on his own accord or if there was contact at some point. Can't tell. Fatal just behind that racing point. Phantom and Croce, the two Ferraris. I'll stay on board with these two. Both on, actually Croce on a medium compound. Phantom should have the grip level. You can tell Phantom wants to get around. Croce takes to the line. Phantom gets a 3-second time penalty. Croce holding on his line. I believe Phantom's definitely going to have DRS this time around. Jump on board with Croce. See his teammate exit that corner. DRS is open now for him. Phantom goes to the inside line. This guy's battling these Ferrari cars. It's a shame you don't see him battle like this in the actual F1. Phantom's going to go for another move on the inside. Still side by side, and they're going to stay side by side. No, Croce's going to think about going back at him. Croce does not want to be beat by his GP3 teammate this evening, you can tell. He has put his shoulders out. He's probably screaming, multi-21, multi-21. You guys have to remember, you're scoring as a team as well, so you don't want to take each other out. Croce's going to dive for the pits. Gap at the top. Senna is very, very close now to that Williams gearbox. And Evil get closer to the Haas. Croce, wonder when he's going to exit the pits. He's just got his new compound on now. Here goes Senna. Evil just behind. Senna does have DRS. Will he be close enough for an inside move? They're going to go into the chicane side. Oh, Senna's just ahead a little bit. However, Rashi's just there as well. Rashi can turn down the ERS now and just follow his toe. Charge back up and have a go back at that Alfa Romeo driver. I missed it. We have 9 laps remaining of this race. Laps are ticking down quite a bit. These guys are taking that wide line. Really taking that wide line. I'll have to ride on board with a couple of those drivers that go through. Let's see if Fatal does the same. Devil holding on to P6. Yeah, that's quite a line. Devla having a quiet race. You see Senna sets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.3. Senna holding on to this lead. He does have a 5-second stop go on his name, though. It might have to be looked at by the stewards afterwards if he was bumped into the pits. I've seen it happen. Unless he did it by himself. But his teammate also got one. I don't say that. I know these guys as drivers, they don't speed into the pits very often. Hardly, if ever. I've never seen it. As you see Fatal get a 3-second time penalty. Rashi will now have DRS on the Alfa Romeo drivers. Evil is now falling 1.4 behind his pass. Rashi closer and closer. Postbats is the fastest lap of the race with a 133.1. Just sending a little reminder that he is in this race. If a safety car came out, I'm sure that he would dive for the pits and probably put on a soft and have a solid go. Approaching P14, new medium compound, sector 2, yellow. Dinner into the wall. He's gotten the McLaren back to the racetrack though, so the local yellow sector should turn off. There we are. Approaching now. Approaching the back of that Williams. Keeping an eye on the Delta, P1 and P2 close. We have P7 and P6 close. Right now this battle is really close. Jump on board with the Ferrari driver. Oh, Dinner is going really slow up ahead. Yeah, Bill is going to die for the pits. He would probably put on the soft compound and take those to the end. You know, Approach is going to take the medium compound to the end. DRS is now open for the Ferrari driver. He's going to go for an inside look on the Williams driver into turn 1. Looks like that's job done. Position gain for Croce up to P11. Dinner's going to come out with a new set of mediums. I'm surprised he didn't take a new set of softs unless he didn't have them. And a new front wing. Legend and Bill having a go here at the back of this. You have the Mercedes versus the pink Mercedes, basically. Let's just call it that. They just recently got nerfed like crazy. Here comes Boat Squad DRS back at the Ferrari driver. Can he get close enough to make a move? He's going to go for the inside. Thought about it, pulled back into the racing line. He's just going to hang within that toe. Taking a look, Defiance right behind Devla. Still thinking about trying to squeeze a move out of that corner. There's not a lot of grip on the inside. Lap 21 out of 27. Steel sets, or Steel, like, Defiance is going to have DRS on the racing point just ahead of him. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? Side by side. I believe the racing point's going to back out and let the AlphaTauri into P6. Actually holding on to the back of that Alfa Romeo. Probably aware that he has a 5-second. Third dinner gets a 3-second. And SF1 Evil is backed off from his teammate. Lunumu is comfortably now in P3. On track is that of Rashi in the Williams holding onto the back of SF1 Senna. Look at the positions that have changed so far this race. We have Senna up 2 positions, Lunumu up 3, Phantom up 6, Fatal up 3, we have Robert up 4, we have Rap up 6, and Postglad up 2 positions. And however, we have Rashi down a position, but still fighting for that lead of the race. We have Evil down 2 positions. We have Devla sitting flat. We have Steel and Kurochi down 6 positions. Bill down 5. Legend down 4. And Dinner down 2. How many stops? A couple guys have opted for a 2-stop. Dinner's made 3 stops in this race so far. Rashi now has DRS. He is 6/10 behind the Alfa Romeo. Can he get closer? You see Senna pull out to the outside to try to break the toe. This is helping Lunumu catch these guys. They're not far ahead of him. As you can see, Lunumu is right there. This could come down to a last battle shootout for all 3 of these guys. How far is Evil? Evil's just on the back stretch now. Lunumu is having quite a race this evening. This might get interesting towards the end, ladies and gentlemen. Lunumu is catching these 2 pretty quickly in these final closing laps. Lap 23 is going to begin now. They're going to have 4 laps remaining of this race. Can Lunumu have a say at the top step this evening for P1? We have a move here. You see Devlin make it around. Defiance is going to dive for the pit now. Probably going to put on a soft compound. I wonder if he's going to have to patch that wing up. Let's take a look. No new front wing, just a set of soft compounds. Take a look. Lunumu has DRS on the back of Rashi. That's going to help him get closer. I think Rashi's kind of backed off just a little bit this time around to try to charge up to have one final push towards the last few laps to go at SF1 Senna. Any other battles currently on track? A lot of guys within a second and a half of the guy ahead or just behind. But this is the battle we want to take a look at. Lunumu is catching the Williams driver. Clouds have set in, that's for sure. It is going to adjust the track temperature just a bit, so those guys on the hards, if you lose a little bit of temperature in those hards, they're going to get a little interesting towards the end. See Lunumu hasn't clicked his DRS open though. Hopefully he doesn't have a problem with his DRS now in these closing stages. See Dinner sets the fastest lap of the race and ultimately gets a 3-second time penalty. Most likely turn 1 for his troubles. Keep on board with Lunumu, see if he does have DRS issues. I wish the game, when you're a spectator, would allow you to see things like that. Or even just the weather. That would be great. Like maybe a little weather dial in the corner. Yeah, right. Oh, there you go. He does have it. I don't think he realized he didn't open it. Backstretch. Steel gets a 3-second time penalty. Clouds have set in. I wonder if they're going to see rain in the last couple laps. That would just make things even more crazy. Dinner is catching these guys. However, Dinner is down a lap, I believe. Lunumu now just behind that Williams driver for P2. Is he going to think about making a move here? Not close enough. You see the lights actually came on here at the French Grand Prix. Let's jump on board with Looney Moo. The clouds are coming in. I do see rain, ladies and gentlemen. We have rain in the final closing stages of this race. This might get interesting depending on how hard it rains for the final couple laps. Let's see if anybody dives for the intermediates. Doesn't look like it's going to rain too heavily though. Oh, there's Dinner. That actually kind of spooked me just a bit. Dinner's going to hold it around right in the middle of the way of Looney Moo. Kind of blinding his sight just a bit. Dinner's trying to say, hey, I belong up here too. Just need a clean race. See if this rain starts to affect anybody, affect any of these drivers. I think Rashid was slowing up because he was trying to get DRS off that McLaren driver. Here he goes. Looney Moo is going to think about making a move on Rashid into turn 8. Actually, not close enough. Backed out of it. I have no idea what Dinner's doing. I think he's going to back out and let these guys have a clear battle. Doesn't want to interrupt their view at all. And look, Steel now on the back of Wrath. Whoa, Steel gets a little sideways. Evil gets a 3-second time penalty. I don't see it raining too hard. I don't think these guys are going to have anything to worry about when it comes to intermediates. The track isn't getting too wet at the time. Rain is picking up a little bit, but not much. Give a move at the back. I wonder what that was for. I wonder what Legend and Bill are doing. Not quite sure here. However, Senna's opened up the lead so far. 2.3 seconds now. He's battling his tires. Looney Moo is still fighting Ratchet for P2. Lovely aerial camera. See if any of these guys have any trouble navigating the final corners of this race. I saw Rashi's car spit out just a bit. Ultimate lap of this race. Rashi has... let's jump on board Rashi. There's Looney Moo. Is going to get close enough for a move. No, Looney Moo close, but no cigar this time around. I wonder if Rashi... At 5 second, I'm guessing he is. That's why he's backed off to focus on Looney Moo. Between these guys trying to have a go. I wonder if he's actually trying to unlap himself. We have Raph in the back of Steel. Looks like Steel's got it around. Raph is going to have a go at the McLaren. Steel's going to fly. Oh, they touched. Ooh, bit of a squeeze. That was some bold moves by these two drivers. Pretty much side by side with tires locked on each other. There's a big touch. Ooh. Steel made a late dive. I don't think Raph was expecting it. Had to check up just a bit. Did so. However, this is helping. Croce is now in the back, or Ghostblad's now in the back approaching. Fatal's just behind these guys. We're gonna have a battle for P10 at the end of this race. Take a look now. Senna on the backstretch. Looney Moo, can he get closer? That Dinner's still riding in between these guys. Final lap of this race. Steve, thank you so much for the follow. Really do appreciate it. Looks like Senna, he just has a couple corners now to navigate and he'll pick up the win on track. However, I don't think it's going to stand with penalties the way they are. I haven't seen Rashi's name pop up once. But my memory has failed me quite a bit before. Taking a look at this man though. Battled Rashi to get the lead of this race. I think he's just tiptoeing this car around as best as possible. Final few corners to navigate, and then across the line to, on paper, on track, win the French Grand Prix. Osclack gets a 3-second time penalty. It's yellow sector. I wonder what happened. But, oh yeah, Senna's dropped the P2. Lunamu picks up the win of the race. SF1 Evil finishes 4th. Where's Phantom gonna finish? Phantom stays in P5. Solid race from Phantom this evening. Devla will he hold on to P6. These guys are just going after it here. If I jump down, Devla, will he hold on to P6? Or will he be dropped by the penalties? Robert, the Mercedes driver, right behind him. Devla crosses the line. They stay. Steele crosses P8. Raph jumps up to P7. Post Glide has Croce just behind. Post Glide goes to P9. Solid race this evening. Croce P10. Steele finishes P11. Defiance P13 or P12. Legend P13. Bill goes into P14. Will it stay P14? I believe he does. Wrath is the driver of the day, so good congratulations to him. And Rashi's backed out of the session. There you guys have it. Looney Moo picks up the win on track. Solid race from himself this evening to pick up the French Grand Prix trophy in P1. The Alfa Romeo driver, SF1 Senna, just next to him, and Rashi in P3 in that Williams suit. Give you guys a rundown of the results of the race. Looney Moo wins the race. P1 for him this evening in that Haas outfit. SF1 Senna P2. Rashi round out your top podium drivers. SF1 Evil P4. We have BRL Phantom P5. Devla P6. Wrath P7. Robert P8. Postglad in P9. Croce P10. Steele P11. Fatal Defiance P12. Bill P13. We have Legend in P14 and Dinner in P15. And that will do it for this race. I'll get these guys in for a quick podium interview and then we'll sign out. Look at the penalties though. Steele on 21, Dinner was on 21. This track will bite you, that's for sure. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get these guys in. Just give me one moment. Alright. Okay. Looney Moo's here, just waiting on the other two guys, and we'll be going. There's Senna.
No Rashi, unfortunately, mate.
Rashi doesn't want to speak this evening.
No, he's got a. Yeah, I'll explain in a minute.
Yeah, I gotta go too. So we're gonna make this nice, short, and sweet, ladies and gentlemen. We'll start with P2. Unfortunately, can't talk to Rashi this evening. Solid race for himself to get himself P3. Unfortunately, he didn't get it from the pole win this evening. But however, we are with SF1 Senna, who had the win on track. However, I have to question. Not why you picked it up, or because that is the only reason. But give us a rundown, Senna.
Yeah, well, the pit stop did obviously give me the 5 second. No one touched me. It was, I suppose you could say it was me, but I always have this thing where I always brake earlier for the pit line because I know what it's like, and sometimes the brake just doesn't seem to want to work. And yeah, I think I was like 1 or 2 miles an hour over the speed limit. So yeah, unfortunately, yeah, gave me the 5 seconds. So I miscalculated in my head because obviously the interval at the top tells you obviously how close people are. But I was adding Looney Moo's time to Rashi's time for some reason. So I still thought I had the win, and it was only when I went over the line I thought, no, I'm wrong there. Looney's going to get it. Yeah, no, well, fair play to Looney. He kept it there. It was a tough race. I mean, to chase Rashi down, it took me a while, and then to get out of the DRS took me a while. So, but I say, fair play to Looney. Can't take it away from him.
I was to say, you kind of kept yourself on a battle with him, and then Looney Moo, after the last couple, I would say the last 10 laps, kind of slowly started to creep up and catch you guys. And I was keeping an eye on him. Never knew the fact that he was gonna kind of sneak by you guys at the end, though. So eventually, though, congratulations, good bag of points as well to catch your championship rival at the top of this this table this evening. I know you were looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'd done the maths, and I needed the win to take the championship lead. So I'm not sure how close I am now, but I know it is very close if I haven't taken the lead.
It's 30 points for P2, if that helps you. And I do believe, I forget who set, I think it was Postglad that actually set the fastest lap, so it was 30 even points.
No, third dinner.
Oh, third dinner did, okay.
Yeah, third dinner got the fastest lap.
All right, though. Congratulations, Sen, on your P2. Hopefully,
cheers,
your luck carries over to Austria. We're going to move on to Looney Moo. Looney Moo, as I was mentioning, kind of kept yourself quiet, sitting behind Evil for a little while. Then Evil had you got around Evil after the pit stops. I believe it was after the pit stops, and kind of slowly started to creep up on Senna and Rashi battling it out, and then those two battling out kind of helped you pull closer. And then after penalties, you pretty much picked up the win on track. So give us a rundown. Did you know that those guys had penalties?
Yeah, I did. I knew if I could stay close to them, the win was there. I didn't have to battle them, really.
That was a solid race.
Had a fun battle with Rashi.
Keep going. I'm not going to interrupt. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Looney Moo, do you have anything else to add before we're out?
No, not really, mate. Just congratulations to Senna. It was a good race. Unlucky with the penalty, mind, but
just quickly, I think Rashi's just come online.
Short and sweet. I love it. But all right, guys, I got a piece. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be it for the stream. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the race. Be sure to tune in next Friday, same time, same channel, to see these guys attack the Red Bull Ring. Good old Austria, one of my favorite tracks, even though a lot of people say it's boring. I don't think it's boring. I love that track. But we'll be back live next week. Hopefully, you guys catch us then. Until then, hopefully, you guys also have a great weekend and great week. Stay safe, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the comments as well. And I'll see you guys next week. Good night. SF1 is signing out.